I remember one day when I was in high school, I came home. No, it was in the summer before I was going into my junior year of high school. And I'd been out somewhere, and when I came home,
Staying out of the way?
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
I noticed Mom and Mr. Pullen that lived next door, who was agriculture teacher, and the man for the high school that was in charge of getting the school bus drivers. And so he was sitting on the front porch with Mother, and I thought, I wonder what's going on. And so I went through the back and came out on the porch.
So, did I do okay with the book?
And
You did fine.
Mr. Pullen was saying, I know he can do it. I know that he's got to buttons. And she said, Mama said, Mr. Pullen wants you to drive one of the school buses. And he said, yeah, you can do it. You can do it. And I said, well, I had never driven a truck, you know. He said, well, I'm sure you can do it. And Mama said, but Mr. Pullen, he's just a baby. He's just a baby. Bill and Dan had gotten an Army surplus truck to use in the
Heather?
nursery.
Helga?
And and so they taught me how to drive it out.
Oh, that's neat.
2 years junior and senior year.
Oh,
of high
okay.
school. 16 years old when I drove that school
That's
bus.
scary.
48 to 50 kids on that bus going in, coming. 16-year-old. And you know, I think to say now, going with the stats and everything, that we were as safe as they were. Of course, there's a lot more kids now.
Yeah.
And the buses and all are bigger, and the schools are
Well,
different.
but I
Never,
remember-
you know, I never had any near accidents. You know, I was always a safe driver. I didn't.
The only thing
Well,
he did that was not the right thing to do was he allowed me to sneak on the bus so I could ride the route with him.
I rode Bill Jr. some too. He
Yeah, that's
I
true.
know that's one day.
Did you?
Two little boys that kept fussing and fighting in the back of the bus, and I finally, I can correct them, so I wasn't gonna have that, and so on, so on, so on. So finally one day, I decided I was on that back Rex Road, dirt road, you know, not much traffic.
yeah.
I decided I was gonna sell it. I stopped the bus, went to the back of the bus, opened the back door and threw them both off the back, and told them to settle it. And they looked like they were gonna fight, and one of them pulled out a big pocket knife. Yeah, a big old pocket knife, and he said, "I'll fix it." And here I come falling out the back of the bus, risking my life to keep one of them from cutting the other.
Another one. Man.
But I took the knife and I sent one of them across the field that way, and the other one.
Hope they were
happened to
not
be-
far from home.
And I sat there and I watched them. Now I think they were both. But one was bad and scared, and the other one was glad. Different.
But I remember you talking about getting the bus stuck. What was that? You got the school bus stuck. So.
We had what you call, you know, if you had to go down like I had a kid that lived down Highway 20 on Lumber Bridge, and it was just two kids, and I got there and picked them up, and it was what we call a backtrack. You had to turn the bus around and go back over the same road. And I had a stop out in the country that I backed into a driveway beside a farm tenant house, and it was a ditch area, but it, you know, sort of had a grass area on it, you know, so you couldn't, there was no problem backing up. I didn't even look in the mirror. I just backed because I knew right where the road was. And one day, the road crews, you know, they were doing. That's when Governor Scott was paving all the country roads. And they had gone in there and cut a new ditch in the road there and put a tile, you know, a tile in it. So, you know, the tile was big and it was down here, and so it was a pretty good drop. off the side of that tile, and I came back. I was that far off the thing.
Oh.
And I just came right back and just went right down in that hole. Boom. And the school bus just went down. Oh boy, the kids love it. We don't have to go out to the emergency door. We're in the ditch. I said, oh my God, I didn't know what had happened. I couldn't figure what in the world. I opened the gas one out and I said, man,
I'm in a hole.
that just made me look so stupid. I guess that was one good example, of what can happen with a kid. Had never driven that
But
way.
it wasn't your
And
fault.
so I was so embarrassed by that thing to have to tell the county people to come out there with something, to pull it out. And but they didn't make any big deal about it. They just came down with a dump truck and off the road gang and pulled it out. But of course another bus had come out and picked the kids up.
I wasn't with you.
And I thought about Mama then. I said maybe Mama knew it.
She probably knew a lot of things.
But I'd imagine how she felt about it.
Yeah.
16-year-old kid.